because I'm the type of person, I don't like things to fester. Like, I'm very much like, look, we have an issue, and she's laughing right now because she knows that about me.
Because I'm gonna, once he's done, I'm gonna stay.
Because
I have something to say too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, my attitude with that is, I'm very, very brutally straightforward and blunt about things, and if I have a problem with something you did or said, I'm gonna tell you there.
Address it, right?
I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, you know, I didn't like that, or why are you acting stupid, or why are you being whatever, you know, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's important that you address it with that person respectfully. You know, you don't need to call each other names. You don't. And you look, in the heat of the moment, sometimes that happens. I know I've definitely gotten better with that. Especially in my relationship with her, like I know in past relationships, because I know I have a temper, you know, whatever. So for me, I know that it's very important to communicate properly, and as long as you do it without raising your voice, without yelling and saying, hey, look, let's address this issue, because I want to squash it. Like whatever it is, if we can talk about it and address it and not have to have it be a problem moving forward, let's address that so we can go ahead and put everything out there, put it in the open, so that we don't need to have this problem continue to be, you know, an issue moving forward.
And like he said, how he likes to, you know, squash it right then and there. Sometimes when the argument is so heated, for me, example, like if the conversation is so heated, sometimes I need to step away for a minute to woosah or listen to music to woosah. My mom knows me. Yeah, I can't squash right then and there. If the conversation gets so heated that I know I might go crazy, I just really need to step aside and just woosah. Everybody's different. I talk to some people and they do say that in their relationship with their partner, they do need to step away. And I have a friend at work that she's like you. She has to squash right then and there. And her boyfriend is like me. Like I need some time to like settle down before we can finish this conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
I have to agree with both you guys in a different way. I deal with my problems the same way you do. Same way, I need to step away, think about it. I don't want to deal with it right now. I need to calm down first and then deal with it.
Yeah.
But Mark's way is actually what is the way it's supposed to be, because in the Bible it says, you know, don't let the sun set when you're still angry. So you're actually supposed to deal with it right then and there. So I can definitely understand both. I can definitely understand both ways. But I tend to do the same thing too. Like, especially me, like I don't like to argue with people. I don't like confrontation. Like it's hard for me to even bring up something's bothering me. So when it does, I'm at the point where you know it can get set off at that point. You know what I mean? And even when that's the case, like I don't like people yelling at me or arguing. Like I don't like it. Like that will shut me down, and then I don't want to talk. Yeah. I don't want to talk. I don't want to deal with it, and not just then and there. Like never. Like I just want it to go away. Like I just wanted to forget about it. I think in my head, like if I just don't talk about it, like the problem would just go away. Yeah. And I know that's not healthy. I know but that's just what I do.
No, I agree. That's like me sometimes.
Yeah, that's definitely like me. If we're arguing and I get to the point where I'm extremely mad, I'm like, okay, forget about it. Especially if we're friends or something like that, or like if, even at work, like if somebody crossed you, I'm not gonna address it. I'm just not gonna deal with you anymore. Yeah. And I know that's bad to say that you're not gonna deal with a person like that anymore, but I just don't like arguing.
Yeah.
I just want to like,
okay, story. Next.
I mean, it happened and you can't change it. I just like to move on.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna keep bringing it up and all that stuff. So we have
to like keep reliving it. Like, you don't like keep reliving like that hurt and all the anger at the time when you were so angry at that moment when it all, you know, started. Like,
and then I'm not a kind of person, if we're arguing, I'm not bringing up nothing that happened. I'm not doing that because I don't like arguing, so I'm not even gonna relive it. I will relive it in my mind. But
you're not gonna relive it with them.
But we do have some tips on communicating while you're angry, and it says for you to stop. If you get extremely angry, take a breather. It's a good thing Kim does that. go into another room or watch TV or play video games or play music or just go out and take a walk.
Yeah.
Come back while you're stopping to release, think on both sides, because a lot of people always think, oh, I felt, but how does the other person feel? Like, I'm a kind of person, I think too much, but I try to think on both sides. Like, I can be stubborn at times, and like she kept telling me selfish. So so if I'm upset with somebody, I'm the kind of person that I think, okay, I was right, and regardless, even if I was wrong, I'm right. So as I got older, I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, you have to take consideration on the other person. So I think, okay, how did I feel about it? And I know I was right, but
and I know I was right.
but how would they feel if the roles was reversed?
Yeah.
And you were the one, you know, and they had the issue. So you have to think about on both sides and how you feel, how they would have felt. Then you get back with your partner. You're supposed to talk about it, even though, you know, I don't. But you're supposed to sit down and talk about it. And basically, in my situation, if I was with somebody, pray. You could do that. You could definitely pray. Ask the Lord.
You down. Even if God's not doing anything for you just then in that moment, just praying makes you feel better.
And I'm the kind of person. A lot of people I hear say, "Oh, he goes sleep out in the living room." No,
you can't do that.
We ain't doing that.
You can't
Y'all have an issue.
You can't do it.
Like I was thinking this thing on Instagram where these two couples were sleeping on the couch. And she was like, the Lord did not tell us to do this, so I'm sleeping on the couch with you. We both gonna be having the issue. So at the end of the day,
that's what my pastor says too. My pastor said, like, when he's mad at his wife, it would be like back and forth all day long. And then she tries to like go and sleep on one side of the bed. He's like, oh no, we're angry right now, but you are not sleeping all the way on that side of the bed. Like, you're gonna move over here. We're gonna be angry together.
And I feel like this: if y'all angry, don't separate yourselves and distance yourselves.
Only makes it worse.
Continue to come together, because people have issues all the time. Nobody's perfect. You're always going to have a problem. But if you keep the Lord first, have good communication, and you know, stay steadfast and listen. That's another thing. Listen to your partner. Y'all both have to be on understanding on each other's side and how y'all feel. Because at the end of the day, even though men and women are different, we're not really that different. We both all go through the same things. So
you're just seeing it from a different point of view. But we're all feeling the same. We're all feeling angry and stuff if we're not communicating in the right way.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of what Carolyn was saying, I was gonna say that as well. I think prayer is definitely something you can utilize a lot, because you need to have that time to say, okay, like, let me analyze, you know, the situation. Let me look at not only how I felt, this person did me wrong, but what did I do in order to add to that situation, in order to have it escalate to that point. So a lot of that also has to do with, I know for me, definitely maturity. I think as you get older, you become more mature, you know, just through life experience, certain situations that you've already been through, that I know especially that I've been through before, that I've applied to my relationship with Kim. And I think that's a big part of you growing as a person. You know, as long as you continue to grow as an individual, you know, you want to bring those components into the relationship so that you help that other person grow. You know what I mean? Because there are certain things that Kim, like the way she is, as far as her needing that space, I never understood that before. But now getting to know her and really understanding how she is as a person, now I know, like, you know what? There are certain times I need to, like, just leave her alone. Let her have her alone time. Let her kind of gather her thoughts and, you know, let her have her time in order to kind of recuperate and, like she says, woosah or whatever, because people need that, and everybody's different, and that's a big part of understanding the other person that you're in a relationship with. A lot of times you want to kind of force that person to be like how you are. You have to accept that she's not like me. So the quicker that you have an understanding and you get that, you're going to be in a much better, happier place moving forward in your relationship, because you have to accept it and understand it, and moving forward say, hey, look, this is what I need to do in order to make myself, you know, a better partner, because that's all, you know, a part of it. Just like I've learned things from her, I think Kim has learned things from me, You know what I mean? I hope she has, because I want her, just like I have to grow as a person, she needs to too, you know? And that's not a knock on her, that's just about all of us. Like, there's a lot of things that I still continue to have to learn and need to be able to, you know, understand, as far as me being a person and her as well. So as long as you both have that understanding, like, hey, look, let's help each other grow, you guys will have a healthy relationship in that way.
And to get a bigger understanding of the fact that people could be together for 20 years, 30 years, and 40 years, you're never truly going to know that person.
Yeah.
Every day
you're still learning.
Yeah, you're still learning about them. You'll never truly know somebody, because when they hit 30, something will come up and you're like, oh, I never knew they were like that. But, you know, time changes, situations changes, things happen to mold that person into something else. So you just have to understand that people are not always going, you're not going to know that person right off the bat. It's going to take you years and years, and even then you're going to be like, oh. And I think that's the issue that people have when people get divorced, is the fact that they feel like, okay, I know that person. So when something arises, they're like, oh, I can't deal with it. They weren't like that before.
Exactly.
But people change. Situations change.
And that's true.
And as long as you guys communicate and stay, you know, the course, and the fact that you want to be with that person, then I think that it would work out.
Yeah, you just both just have to be willing to do it. Like, committed to at least try to communicate, because people just give up. They're like, I'm not doing
it's
this.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to give up.
And then you go and you look for somebody else, and then you still have problems. So I'd rather hash it out with that person than having to try and go around and find something that matches up, because nobody's perfect. You're not going to find that ideal person.
Yep.
That's the problem, I think, with our generation. Like, you know, because I'm older than everybody here, but the thing is that I think our generation, a lot of times when we look at marriage, people don't take that commitment serious enough.
They sure
And
don't.
and the thing is that you have to realize that when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, that's completely different. But when you're married, you have to realize, like, we're stuck with each other. Like, we have to, when you say for better or worse, for richer or poor, like, when you take those vows, you have to mean that. And I think our generation really doesn't have an understanding and an acceptance of that, because too many people, especially just like, you know, in the media or whatever, you see people break up like after 2-3 years of marriage because they give up.
3 months later, they're engaged to somebody else.
Yeah, they stop
That's
trying.
a celebrity world.
And the thing you have to realize is that you can't compare your life to people that you see in the media, because what you see in the media is not realistic. It's not what the normal, everyday, average person goes through. So we all have our ups and downs. Like I said, we all, you know, have our things that we go through, but you have to, you know, especially, and I also believe this, if you have kids too with one another, try to make that work, you know, for the sake of the kids. Now, that's certain people, you know, if you have kids with somebody, the relationship, you know, everybody's relationship varies or whatever. Certain people just, you know, like, all right, you don't have to be with one another. You can just co-parent and, you know, work with each other, whatever. But like, if you're married and you have children, try to make it work, man, because family is the foundation. And the grass, like, you know, Karen was saying, the grass isn't always green on the other side, because a lot of people's instinct is, oh, I'm gonna, you know, like, somebody's dating Tiffany. Oh no, Tiffany, man, she's like ridiculous. I want to go to the next chick. Well, the next chick in the beginning is gonna be cool, but eventually, that chick that you chose over Tiffany, over Carolyn, that chick is gonna have her own problems too. Eventually, you're gonna get to that point. So
we all have problems,
right? You know, physically, I always say this: physical attraction, like, it is very important to have, but eventually, it's gonna die. So if you don't have a solid base foundation as far as you guys, like I said, being friends and being able to kick with one another, if you don't have that as your core, you're gonna fail. You're not gonna have anything in the end, because you have to have that to fall back on. And if you don't, you're not gonna have a solid relationship.
I couldn't say it any better myself.
And then you also have to understand, what baggage do you have that will hinder you from communicating with another person?
Lord, this is a whole different topic. You know what?
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
Part two.
So, you know, if you want us to talk about that, please leave a comment down below and give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, I feel like this series needs to go on a little
Oh
longer.
yeah, you
We
can't
have a
cover
lot
everything
to
in one
say.
time.
Yeah,
You can have like a panel with like 3 guys and 3 girls.
For real.
Just
For real. You laughing, but that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, to get other people's point of view.
Yeah.
You know?
with different personalities and just go from there. So we'll be back.
We'll be back. Thanks for watching, and thanks, Mark. We hope that you are on the next episode for communication.
I love to be here. It was definitely a lot of fun.
All right, and the mommy's off to the side. Say good night, Kimmy.
Good night, beautiful. Oh, dumplings.
She's mothering.
Had to stash the jewels, these bitches so reckless. Keep my hoes on cruise, I'm talking naughty uptown, showing off for new things. Couldn't